working on the color wheel and starting at the bottom. So you will have your skill building worksheet. This is the front. We're going to start on your pencil, your colored pencils, and I apologize, my colored pencils are not the same as yours. I did not grab the brand that you have. And then on the back, you have another little activity. So we're going to start here. Obviously, the first thing is use your pencil and go ahead and write your name, what period your class is. And it's helpful if you even write your number, the number that you have your items in, your cubby, your iPad number, the number I gave you. Again, if you forget that, I will let you know what it is. So your name, your class period, and your number. That's going to help me organize your papers quickly. The next thing, you're going to get your colored pencils. I like to have mine all out, even though we're not going to use all the colors, like black, white, and brown. You could probably put off to the side. The rest of them I'm going to have out. So you're going to have to find the colors that are comparable to the ones I'm using. Again, I'm not using the same brand. So our first thing is, let's talk about the vocabulary. We have primary and secondary colors. That is your color wheel right here. We're going to fill in. Your primary colors are colors that cannot be created by any other colors. These are your three main colors that you need to create all the other colors. And be careful. Yep, grab blue. So you're going to grab your yellow, red, and blue colored pencils. We're going to start off with our three primary colors, filling those in our color wheel. So as you are working to color, this is not acceptable. This is not going to get you your full participation points. That is you giving half of yourself to the actual thing. Take your time and fill it in much better, where it actually looks like you took the time and the effort to do it. So please make sure, and again, this is not taking me that long, to fill it in correctly and completely. And you're going to do that for your other two primary colors. So once you have the three primary colors, and again, our goal is to not see the white paper through our colors. Our next vocabulary is secondary colors. Our colors created by mixing our primary colors to create new colors. So obviously our colored pencils, we're not going to be mixing them, but we're going to go ahead and use what is in our pack. So again, purple, green, and orange. And the two greens, we're not using the lighter one, we're going to use the darker one. So make sure you have the darker green. And we're going to do the same thing on our color wheel with these three colors. Color wheel. And your color wheel is very important because it gives you all the answers of how to make these colors. So if you are looking at your two primary colors here, if you move in, that is how you make purple. Red and blue make purple. Red and blue make purple. Same thing. Red and yellow are your primary. If you move in, yellow and red make orange. Yellow and red make orange. Same here. Yellow and blue make green, yellow and blue. So if you're ever curious what colors make what, again, this poster is up, will be up on my board, and it will help you. Obviously, there's a lot more colors because it's got the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, but it gives you all the answers of how to make the colors. So obviously, there's your primary, there is your secondary, and there is your primary. So it's always going to tell you how to make the other colors, even if you're interested in making yellow, green, blue, green, purple, red, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, orange. Again, those are a step further we'll be moving into. So now, again, you have your primary, red, blue, yellow, your secondary, orange, purple, green. Now, looking at your color wheel, you're going to fill these in, and then you're going to check them to make sure they are correct. So obviously I'm starting with the 3 primary colors because that's where you begin. Again, these are the 3 colors that you need to make all other colors of the rainbow. You have to start with your primary colors. So that's where I'm going to start in my first 3 dots. Obviously the next 3 dots I'm moving to my second, or the next 2 dots I'm going to switch these up because the last set of dots are your secondary. So I'm still sticking with my primary. Make sure I don't confuse myself. Okay. So these 3 dots, I'm going to move these around. So red's here, I'm going to move red up. And then I'm going to take blue down. Obviously the last one I'm going to fill in yellow. You've got these 6 dots in, it's going to be easier to find the answers. So again, I'm going to pause it here so you can find your 3 answers, which are your secondary colors, using the color wheel to give you your answers. So if I find yellow, if I find red, what color's in the middle? Orange. That should be orange. If I find yellow and blue, go to the middle. That is green. Last but not least, red, blue, find the middle. Obviously the last one left is purple. Okay, I know this seems super easy, but it's important that you know how to make the secondary colors, because if you can't make the secondary colors, you can't make the tertiary colors, which is the next step of our color wheel. So this we did together. You're going to flip it to the back. This is what we're going to be working on part of it today. So we already know where we're filling primary, we're filling in secondary. We're going to go ahead and start these. So we'll be ready to fill the rest of this in as we move forward. So let's get these 2 boxes filled in. Then we'll jump to the color wheel again. Okay, so again, that's just reinforcing what we just went over. If you notice, I forgot something. Everybody grab a pencil. Let's go ahead and do this again too, just in case you forgot it on the front. It is now on the back. Again, your class period, whatever class period, and your number. So if you're in 3rd period and your number is 13, that is helpful. Okay, so now we're going to take this information and we're going to go ahead and convert it to our color wheel. I know you noticed, compared to what you saw here, there's a lot more spaces. So it's moving into the next step, which is your tertiary or intermediate colors. So the first 3 colors, your red, yellow, blue, it is important that you put them in specific places. If you don't put them, the first one, it doesn't matter, but the first one will tell you where to put the second one, which will tell you to put the third one. So everybody's going to pick yellow. We're going to pick yellow, and you're going to put it in one of the slices. So once you've put yellow, we're going to move to the left. We're going to skip. I'm sorry. Yes, we're going to skip to the third one. So 1, 2, 3. So the third one is going to be blue. So make sure between yellow and blue, you have 2 slices. Again, we're going to skip 2. Should have skipped 3, then put red. Not the 3rd slice, it'd be the 4th slice. See? Okay, so because Miss Lawson messed up, we're going to ignore that. So ignore that yellow. Now we're going to move to our secondary colors. And again, these are going in between the primary colors. So if you have 3 in between, we're going to put it in the middle. So let's start with red and blue. Again, red and blue, we're going to skip these. We're going in the middle of that. If you don't know, that's going to be purple. Yellow and red, we're going to skip. That one in the middle is going to be your orange. And even though you see one there, we're going to skip these two. Yellow and blue is going to make, oops, green. So again, pretend that's not there. Again, we're going to be filling these in as we move along, but that's where we're going to stop today because I want to make sure that you understand the primary, the secondary, where they go on there. Then we're going to move to tertiary, complementary colors, cool, warm, and monochromatic. Make sure this paper gets in your skill building folder. And remember, it is going on the left side where we are still working on it. It has not been completed.